Hello, and thank you for viewing the new member orientation for Alabama and Tennessee members. The purpose of this presentation is to inform you, the member, of your rights, responsibilities, and benefits of being a member. If you have any questions that are not answered in this presentation, please contact your business representative at your local union hall. What is a union? A union is a group of people working to attain common goals. It is a democratic organization. It is workers helping workers to better their lives, and we're also your advocate in the workplace. Who runs the union? Well, you and your fellow members do. You elect all your local union officers, you vote on all important issues, you elect delegates to the regional council, and you elect delegates to attend international conventions. What is a union contract? Well, a union contract is a legal document that guarantees in writing your rights, your wages, and your working conditions. You may hear PLA for Project Labor Agreement or CBA for Collective Bargaining Agreement. These are both union contracts. What is a job steward? A steward is a union member that is appointed by the business agent and ensures compliance with the contract, and also assists members with union and job-related issues. What is a grievance? A grievance is a formal complaint that occurs when a contract is violated. If you feel that you have a grievance, talk to your job steward. Your steward will take the necessary actions to remedy the problem. What is the purpose of a grievance? The purpose of a grievance is to correct a problem and enforce the contract. Grievances are not to get even with the foreman. Grievances are only filed when there is a real problem involving a violation of the contract or the law. How are union dues set? You and other members of the local union vote on and set the amount of monthly dues. Monthly dues may only be changed by a secret ballot vote at a special called meeting of the local union membership. What are your union dues used for? They're used for daily operations of the union hall, handling the expense of grievances, associated with signing new contractors and other member servicing expenses, utilities such as power, phone, water, etc., office equipment and supplies, and organizing. How does the Available for Work list operate? The local union will make available a non-discriminatory Available for Work list for qualified applicants seeking work in the construction industry. Upon being laid off or terminated from a signatory contractor, all carpenters, lathers, pile drivers, or apprentices may register in person at the local union office during business hours, Monday through Friday, by telephone, U.S. mail, or by fax machine. When registering, applicants shall provide name, telephone number, skills, training, and qualifications. Members in Georgia, South Carolina, or North Carolina may register in person or by telephone during business hours. Members may also register by U.S. mail or by fax machine. Eligibility for referral starts numerically with a member's personal request to be placed on the Available for Work list. Members in Tennessee or Alabama may register themselves on the Available for Work list by contacting the SECRC Mixed 2020 system at 1-888-681-2100. Members may register anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When registering, members may enter their UBC identification number and personal PIN number. Dispatch shall be made in chronological order based on geographical requirements, then by certification or training and/or skill sets. To be eligible for dispatch, applicants must be unemployed and available for employment at all times. This would not apply to applicants engaged in authorized union activity. Be currently registered on the Available for Work list. Meet the minimum training and experience qualifications necessary to perform any specific work assignment as required. Member must be in good standing, have all tools for the type of work and be qualified as per the request, provide local union with a current active phone number. If registering on Mixed 2020, provide their local union with a skill, training, and geographical work area form, which can be requested from the local union. Have a touch tone phone with traditional ringtone, no music or ringback tones, and no caller ID block. Any member that has secured employment personally or through the Mixed 2020 system may not re-register on the Available for Work list until such employment ends. Any member registered on the Available for Work list after securing employment will be immediately removed from the Available for Work list. If you are currently employed and register yourself on the Available for Work list, you will be removed from the list and restricted from placement on the list for a period of 45 days after the employment in question ends. The SCCRC shall dispatch a member as a steward, regardless of their chronological order on the Available for Work list. Identification and designation of stewards shall be at the sole discretion of the business representative or his or her designee. A member who does not accept a job after 2 consecutive calls, said member shall be moved to the bottom of the Available for Work list. A member who is dispatched to a job and fails to report to work without a good cause shall have their name removed from the Available for Work list and shall be ineligible for a referral for 45 days. A member that quits a job with a signatory employer within the jurisdiction of the Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council without just cause shall not be eligible for a referral for a period of no less than 45 days. A member who is dispatched to a job and fails a drug or alcohol test as required by the employer or refuses to submit to a required test shall be ineligible for a referral for a period of no less than 90 days. A member who is dispatched to a job and fails a drug or alcohol test required by the employer or refuses to submit to a required test after having been previously deemed ineligible for referral for the 90-day period shall be ineligible for referral for 18 months. A member who accepts a job that does not last for more than 40 man-hours shall be returned to his or her original place on the Available for Work list, providing the member is not terminated for cause, does not quit, and does not ask to be laid off. In order to effectively maintain the integrity of the Available for Work list, as well as maintain your name and position on the Available for Work list, each registered member is required to contact the respective office which they are registered, or call the Mixed 2020 system no less than once every 30 days. Those who fail to do so will be removed from the Available for Work list and be subject to placement as specified in Section 2 above. It is the responsibility of the member to register themselves on the Available for Work list and keep their contact information current. The employer retains the right to reject, in writing, any member referred by the union for just cause. However, the member shall retain the Available for Work list position held at the time of the referral. Additionally, if a member is terminated or rejected by 2 employers for lack of a self-stated skill, this skill will be removed from the member's record until the member shows proof that he or she has successfully obtained proper training to qualify in the particular skill he or she was rejected or terminated for. Apprentice members must be currently registered in an approved apprenticeship training program to be eligible for registration on any Available for Work list. The business representative or designee shall administer the Available for Work list and is authorized to exercise his or her own discretion. In any event, a decision must be made on any administrative or procedural question that may arise in a particular situation that is not specifically provided for in the above language. Qualified members who are registered on the Available for Work list may personally seek employment with an employer signatory to a collective bargaining agreement with any local in the jurisdiction of the Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council or the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America. The employer must contact the appropriate local union and request the member by name, or the member may contact the appropriate local union to obtain a referral before going to work. Members' rights and responsibilities. Your rights as a member of the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America. Each member will be entitled to all rights and privileges of this brotherhood as prescribed in the Constitution and laws of the United Brotherhood by strictly adhering to the obligation as prescribed in Section 44D of the Constitution. You must comply with the obligation in order to participate fully in your local union. Violations of your obligation could disqualify you from your rights described in the Constitution and laws of the Brotherhood. As a member, you have rights. In order to keep those rights, you have responsibilities. You have the right to attend meetings of any local union in the Brotherhood as long as you are in good standing. You have the right to make motions and vote on regular meeting issues during union meetings if you are legally admitted into the meeting. You have the right to vote for your local union officers and delegates if you have been a member for 12 consecutive months and are in good standing at the time of the vote. You have the right to run for office or accept nomination for office if you've been a member for 2 consecutive years prior to nomination and have been in good standing for 12 consecutive months. Life members, trainees, probationary members, and contractors are not eligible to hold office. In 1975, the United States Supreme Court upheld a National Labor Relations Board decision that employees have a right to union representation at investigatory interviews. These rights have become known as the Weingarten rights. Rule number 1. The employee must make a clear request for union representation before or during the interview. The employee cannot be punished for making this request. Rule number 2. After the employee makes the request, the employer must choose from among 3 options. Grant the request and delay questioning until the union rep arrives, and prior to the interview continuing, the representative has had a chance to consult privately with the employee. Deny the request and end the interview immediately, or give the employee a clear choice between having the interview without representation or ending the interview. Rule number 3. If the employer denies the request for union representation and continues to ask questions, it commits an unfair labor practice, and the employee has a right to refuse to answer. The employer may not discipline the employee for such a refusal. The following is an example of a card which an employee can either read or present to management prior to a meeting with management where the employee believes that discipline or termination may result. If this discussion could in any way lead to my being disciplined or terminated or affect my personal working conditions, I respectfully request that my union rep, officer, or steward be present at this meeting. Until my rep arrives, I choose not to participate in this discussion. This is an example of a Weingarten card. You have the responsibility to honor the obligation, to comply with the Constitution and laws of the UBC, to comply with council and local union bylaws, to support efforts of the council and organized workers, to keep your dues current, to monitor the performance of officers and delegates of your local union, to attend your local union meetings, and to improve your job skills and maintain the quality of your job performance. We're sure that you've heard the phrase, a fair day's wages for a fair day's work. This is an example of what one union contractor is obligated to pay directly to the members' wages and members' benefits funds per every hour worked. The scale is $27.69. They contribute $4.55 per hour to the Health and Welfare Fund. They contribute $6.60 to the Pension Fund and 75 cents an hour towards the Apprenticeship Fund. That total package is $39.59. After the contractor has paid all the wages and benefits, taxes, workman's comp, and Social Security, the contractor's unit rate per man hour is approximately $50. This shows why it is important why us as union craftsmen need to give a fair day's work for a fair day's wage. What can you expect from your union officers and employees? All elected local union officers have responsibilities to the membership. Every member in this brotherhood should be working toward building and making it a stronger, more powerful union. From the general president to the volunteer committee worker, we are all charged with the responsibility to organize the unorganized workers in our trade. Each officer has duties that every member should be aware of so that we can make informed decisions about the best person for that job. All local union officers are elected for a term of 3 years. The president of a local union presides at all local union meetings. They preserve order and enforce the Constitution and laws of the UBC, decides questions of order subject to an appeal to the local union, has the deciding vote in case of a tie vote except in cases of a secret ballot vote, appoints all local union committees, procures bonds for officers, and has the authority to fine up to $5 or remove any member who disturbs the harmony of the union meeting. The Vice President shall assist the President in the discharge of the official duties and shall fill the office in case of absence, death, removal, or resignation of the President until such time as a President is elected. The recording secretary keeps the correct minutes of each meeting, issues all summons for special called meetings, reads and preserves all documents and correspondence, and reports to the local union the expenditures at the close of each meeting. The financial secretary receives all monies paid into the local union. They see that the same money are deposited in the bank in the local union's name as designated by the local union, and keeps a record of all applications for membership and a correct account of each member. They report to the local union as to the financial standing of the local union for the preceding month at the local union meeting, and shall be bonded as required by the Constitution and laws of the United Brotherhood. The treasurer shall receive from the financial secretary all monies collected and give receipt for and deposit these monies into the bank in the local union's name. They shall send the per capita tax to the general secretary treasurer promptly each month, and the treasurer shall be bonded as required by the Constitution and laws of the United Brotherhood. The conductor shall examine all present at the meeting, and they shall also assist the president during the initiation ceremony. The warden shall take charge of the door at the meeting and see that no one but members in good standing shall enter. The trustees shall have the supervision of all funds and properties of the local union. It is their duty to see that the treasurer or financial secretary deposits all monies received in the bank as a local union designates. It is their duty to see that the recording secretary of the local union notifies the bank with the names of the officers duly authorized to sign checks for withdrawal on the account, and that all disbursements are to be made by check, money order, electronic transfer, or other form of payment as authorized by the General Secretary Treasurer. The trustees shall audit all books and accounts of the financial secretary and treasurer. They shall audit all receipts and accounts of any other person authorized to collect funds and examine the bank book monthly and report to the local union in writing. They also examine the audits of the CPA for comparison with the trustees' audit and then report their conclusion in writing to the local union. The committees of the local union shall perform duties assigned to them within the time specified and shall report in writing. No person shall be exempt from serving on a committee when called upon, except the recording and financial secretaries, unless excused by vote of the local union or who is already a member of some other committee. Any member who neglects or fails to perform any duty required by the Constitution and laws of the United Brotherhood may be removed by the President, with the exception of members of the Executive Committee. If you or anyone is interested in serving on a committee, contact your business rep for opportunities and attend local union meetings. Window dues vary by local. They are due on the first day of the month. They may be paid in advance, are not refundable, may be paid at the union hall, mailed to the union hall, paid over the phone with a debit or credit card, and are to be paid regardless of your work status. Work assessments is only assessed for hours worked. 4% of gross assessment is for funding the Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council. Assessment is usually deducted from your paycheck and submitted by the employer. Must be paid directly by the member if the employer doesn't automatically deduct it, and it can affect your good standing status if it goes unpaid. A member who owes 3 months' dues shall be automatically reported as in arrears on the UBC processing system on the last day of the 3rd month. A member will have mailed to his or her last known address notification from the financial secretary concerning arrearage during the 2nd and 3rd months. For each letter sent to the member concerning arrears past the 2nd notice, the local union may impose an assessment not to exceed $5 for each notice mailed and is to be paid by the member. Going into arrears means a member is no longer in good standing and loses all the benefits normally associated with membership in the Brotherhood until dues are paid in full. Unless owed dues are paid by the end of the 6th month, the member's name shall be stricken from the list of membership without a vote of the local union. Peter J. McGuire organized the UBC when he was 29 years old in 1881. He served as the General Secretary Treasurer for the first 21 years. He was the founder of Labor Day. McGuire, along with Samuel Gompers, founded the AFL, the American Federation of Labor. He led 340,000 workers across the country to strike for an 8-hour workday on May 1, 1886. He retired from the UBC at the 1902 General Convention in Atlanta, Georgia. He died at his Camden, New Jersey home on February 18, 1906. McGuire's principles are educate, agitate, and organize. Educate non-members on the advantages of being union and collective bargaining. Agitate the unorganized as well as the contractors, and organize the unorganized workers in our trade. It is a simple philosophy that today's UBC leadership still observes as the cornerstone of our brotherhood's future growth and success. Through the UBC International Organizing Department's 3-day training and evaluation program, the UBC has hired approximately 600 organizers and have more full-time organizers in the field than all other building trade unions combined. The 2005 General Convention, with its mandate for change, keeps organizing at the top of the UBC's priority list. After years of union complacency, membership loss, and a barrage of employer associations seeking to undermine and eliminate unions altogether, today's UBC leadership finds it critical for us to organize or die. The General President of the UBC is Douglas J. McCarran. In 1968, he joined Local 1506 in LA, California. In 1982, was elected President of the Southern California Conference of Carpenters. 1983, elected President of the Los Angeles County District Council of Carpenters. In 1995, he was elected General President of the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America, and has been re-elected as General President every 5 years since. General President McCarran realizes our Founding Fathers' wisdom of educating, agitating, and organizing every worker that is employed within our trade. Under McCarran's leadership, the UBC has dedicated 1/2 of its resources for organizing. Internal changes in the Brotherhood made by General President McCarran since 1995 have attributed to restoring the UBC back at the top of today's organizing labor movement. Activities. Keep in mind the following committees may differ from your own local union. The new Contractor Committee develops an organizing strategy aimed at recapturing all segments of the UBC industry, helps coordinate rallies, pickets, handbilling, concerted job site activities, etc., and coordinates community involvement activities such as Habitat for Humanity, Labor Day parades, etc. Also help develop new ideas to gain work with local contractors. They plan special events for contractors and show our local union and training centers. For example, Contractor Open House. Keeps us informed of all new contractors and jobs in the area, and takes pictures and stories for local and council websites. The Membership Retention Committee reaches out to members who are soon going in arrears, currently in arrears, and soon going suspended. Work with a member to retain his or her eligibility, and also informs members of work and training opportunities that are available to them. If any issues that the member has with the local, they attempt to come to a mutual and beneficial resolution. The Political Action Committee develops political relationships with local and state officials. They assist pro-labor candidates with yard sign posters, phone banking, campaign rallies, etc. They lobby for pro-labor legislation in the General Assembly, phone bank members to encourage them to get out and vote, and attends debates between candidates. Your local union is only as strong as you want it to be. Get involved and participate in a committee. If you're unsure that you want to serve on a committee, contact your business rep and ask them about opportunities that are available to you. Government politics in the UBC. All members should be registered to vote. Voting is one of the most important rights for us as Americans to exercise. We should support candidates who will support labor and our issues. You need to know who your elected officials are and get involved. Contact your local and state officials on issues that are important to you and your fellow union members. Join the Political Action Committee of your local union and council. General information. The Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council's main office number is 706-854-8777. Their fax number is 706-854-8739. The Nashville office is 615-884-4484. The Executive Secretary-Treasurer of the Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council is Tom Jenkins. The Director of Organizing is Victor White and Bo Garrett. The Political Director is Brett Hume. The Office Manager is Margaret Hampton. and the bookkeeper is Evelyn Daniel. Following are the council holidays. Your collective bargaining agreement may have differing holidays. New Year's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Thanksgiving Day and the day after Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. Office staff and operating hours. The business agent is in the office as necessary and in the field at other times. The office manager is in the office from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The office manager will take dues money, answer the phones, and perform other duties as needed by the local union. The UBC General Office is located in Washington, D.C., and their phone number is 202-546-6206. The Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council officers and trustees are as follows. The Executive Secretary Treasurer is Tom Jenkins. The President is Meddy Settles. Vice President Dan Morris. Warden Bill McCall. Conductor Lloyd Hicks. And the trustees are Brian Carter, Rodney Graham, and Calvin Garrett. The Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council Executive Board members are Thomas Jenkins, Meddy Settles, Dan Morris, Tim Burns, Raymond McCullough, and Victor White. There are many resources available on southeasterncarpenters.org. Some of the things that can be found are reciprocal forms, health and welfare and pension plan names, local union phone numbers and locations, upcoming events, and council news. Visit often for news stories and updates. The Southeastern Carpenters Training Trust operates training centers in Georgia and North Carolina. If you are interested in attending training, contact the local training center you wish to go to, or you can register for class and find contact information at secctt.net. The Carpenters Bill of Rights and Responsibilities. All working people have a right to a good job with benefits, a living wage that can support a family, security and dignity in work and retirement, a safe and secure workplace, education and training to reach our full potential. And with those rights come responsibilities. Being productive, efficient workers, producing work of the highest quality, work that we can stand behind, improving our communities, helping fellow workers achieve safety and security in the workplace, and being active citizens and informed voters. Health insurance benefits information. We are self-insured, which means we have a nonprofit plan to provide members benefits. The fund participates in a preferred provider organization or a PPO network. We have an administrator who keeps track of all hours paid into the plan by contractors and assists with processing claims. The name of our health plan is Mid-South Carpenters Regional Council Health and Welfare Fund. Southern Benefit administers several trade unions' health plans. Make sure your doctor has you filed under the correctly named health plan. Health insurance eligibility requirements. An employee will become initially eligible on the first day of the month immediately following a period of covered employment of 6 consecutive months or less, for which a minimum of $1,755 in employer contributions is received on his or her behalf. An employee who meets this eligibility requirement will remain eligible during the coverage month in which he or she becomes eligible, as well as the immediately following coverage month. Once you satisfy the initial eligibility requirement and become an eligible employee, your continuing eligibility will be established on a monthly basis. Eligibility will be granted for each consecutive coverage month for which a minimum of $585 in employer contributions is received for the corresponding employment month as follows. $585 received for January, you will earn eligibility in April. $585 received in February, you will earn eligibility in May. $585 received in March, you will earn eligibility in June. Once you have satisfied the initial eligibility, a contribution bank will be established in your name. The contribution bank will be used to accumulate certain excess contributions for your future use during times of unemployment or reduced employment. Contributions received in excess of $635 during each employment month will be credited to your contribution. The maximum amount that may be accumulated in your contribution bank is limited to $2,340. Banked contributions will automatically be used on your behalf as needed to continue your eligibility. If your contribution bank balance falls below $585 and you need to make a self-payment to continue your eligibility, any remaining contributions may be used to reduce the amount of the self-payment. If you choose not to make the self-payment, your remaining contributions will be retained in your bank for a maximum period of 6 months for the purpose of helping regain your eligibility. After 6 months, those remaining contributions will be forfeited. Schedule of benefits for active eligible employees only. Life insurance for active employees is $15,000. Accidental death or dismemberment insurance for active employees is $10,000. Accident and sickness weekly benefit for active employees. Weekly benefit of up to 6 weeks at $300 a week. Dependent life insurance. The spouse of an active eligible employee is $5,000. Dependent child of active eligible employee 14 days to 6 months of age is $1,000, and 6 months through 25 years of age is $5,000. Benefit for all eligible employees and their dependents. Comprehensive major medical expense benefit in network only. For recommended preventive services, there is no calendar year deductible. For generic equivalent prescription drugs, there is no calendar year deductible. Deductibles per covered person is $400. Deductibles per family of covered persons is $800. Emergency room deductible per visit is $100. The emergency room deductible does not apply if the visit is followed immediately by confinement to the hospital as an inpatient. Payment percentages per person per calendar year. For recommended preventive services is 100%. Generic equivalent prescription drugs is 100%. For specialty prescription drugs covered only through specialty mail order program, first $1,500 per prescription is 80%. Charges in excess of $1,500 per prescription is 100%. For all other covered charges, 80%. Maximum out-of-pocket expense per covered person, $5,000. Per family of covered persons is $10,000. Maximum daily hospital room and board charge, semi-private room rate. Dental and vision benefit. There is no deductible for vision care and is 100% payable. The maximum amount payable per calendar year per covered family member is $500. The dental care benefit has no retiree coverage. There is also no calendar year deductible. Percentage payable is 80%, and the maximum amount payable per calendar year per covered family member is $750. Provision applicable to the purchase of a power wheelchair. There's a maximum lifetime benefit of $7,500 for a power wheelchair, and there's one per lifetime. Hearing aid benefit. Maximum amount payable $2,000 per ear. Frequency once every 5 years, and there is no deductible. Information. The following funds are administered by Southern Benefit. Tri-State Pension Fund. Contact Kathy Graydon, serving local unions 50, 74, and 1209. Carpenter's Local Union 50 Annuity Fund. Contact Angela Reed, serving local union 50. Middle Tennessee Carpenters and Millwrights Pension Fund. Contact Holly Harris, serving local union 223. MSCRC Local Union 318 Pension Fund. Contact Brooke Overby, serving local union 318, Central Alabama only. Local Union 318 Annuity Fund. Contact Brooke Overby, serving local union 318, Gulf Coast, Alabama area only. The following funds are not administered by Southern Benefit. Their contact information is as follows. AFL AGC Pension Fund. Contact Matthew Stringer, P.O. Box 1492, Mobile, Alabama 36633. Phone number is 800-828-8922. Their fax number is 251-432-0590, serving local union 318, Gulf Coast, Alabama area only. Carpenter's Local Union 345 Pension Fund. Contact Brandy Goolsby, 5705 Stage Road, Suite 121, Bartlett, Tennessee 38134. Phone number is 901-372-3313. Their fax number is 901-372-3314. Serving Local Union 345. Keep up with your check stubs. When you receive a pension statement, add up the hours from your check stubs for the time period specified on the statement. If the pension statement shows a different amount from your check stub total, contact Southern Benefit Office and inquire about the difference. Be prepared to copy and fax your check stubs to the administrator's office showing the different amount. Reciprocal Agreements. If working in Alabama or Tennessee jurisdiction, your health and welfare benefit contributions paid by the employer will go to your account with Southern Benefit Administrators, regardless of which state you are working in. If working outside of your home local's jurisdiction, verify with the local union of which jurisdiction you are working to find out what pension plan they are under. If not your home plan, reciprocate the benefits to your home plan. In Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, or outside the SCCRC jurisdiction, it is your responsibility to request a reciprocal agreement form from the local union or the plan administrator of the council in which you are performing the work. By obtaining a reciprocal agreement form from the local union or the council's fund administrator, you will have all the benefit contributions paid by the contractor sent to your account, which is already established with Southern Benefit Administrators Incorporated. Forms may also be obtained online at southeasterncarpenters.org. Remember, this is your responsibility to ensure that you don't lose pension and health and welfare benefits.